views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily the views of ECTV News, the City of East Chicago, nor this broadcast station or website. ECTV airs public meetings as a service to the community it serves. Speakers at public meetings, broadcast, or posted by ECTV News are solely responsible for their comments. ECTV News reserves the right to edit or remove any profanity or abusive language or behavior deemed inappropriate for our viewing audience. If you have any comments or suggestions about this program, contact ECTV News at 219-391-82.
Spotted them.
Oh. Hello, everybody.
Hey, how you doing, Jimmy? Good to see you.
What do you need with that?
Could be 2 minutes.
So, the lease between the school city and the city, we're gonna table that till I get a copy of the deed.
You got changes?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, everybody gets the changes? Everybody has
These three documents, yeah.
Well, we're gonna start with figuring out where they go. Okay, everybody ready? Okay, good afternoon. I'd like to call to order a regular meeting of the Board of Public Works for September 24th, 2014. Roll call.
Bel Gomez,
Present.
Jezreel Rodriguez,
Present.
Carla Morgan.
Present.
And next we have the minutes from the regular meeting of June 25th. June 25th? 2014. I have a motion we approve as written.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Bel Gomez,
Yes.
Jezreel Rodriguez,
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
And we have the minutes of August 27th, 2014. Can I also have a motion to approve those as written?
So moved.
Second.
A roll call?
Bel Gomez,
Yes.
Jezreel Rodriguez,
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, do we have any correspondence? Nope.
No, we do not.
Okay. We'll move on to new business. First thing on our agenda is 3405 Lincoln Building. And let's see. And that involves we have a letter from the Harbor Group to the Chicago Building Department. We are pleased to submit this proposal to provide building inspections at the above referenced locations for asbestos-containing material prior to demolition in accordance with Indiana Department of Environmental Management 326 IAC, Article 14, Rule 10, and EPA National Emissions Standard for Hazardous Air Pollutants, 40 CFR 61.145. The cost of inspections on a 9-story building is $2,700. And I guess this is from, oh, hi, Wina. When are we going to begin demolition for this building? Do we know?
We're still prepping for it. We still have some board matters that we need to resolve, but I'm prepping. We have the demolition bids in. We already requested the POs for the demolition. And this is one of the things that is required by IDEM, so this will be pending. And I just want to note that the Harbor Group does have in place an agreement with the city that was entered back in, I believe, December, January. And however, the inspections the language that says it's $300 per building, and because this is a special circumstance, it's 9 stories, he's charging $300 per floor. So that's how he came up with the total of $2,700. So I just wanted to, and I believe I included the PO that we have for the year,
Right.
$60,000.
We still have funding in there?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so funding's taken care of, and you just need our approval.
Yes, and I do recommend that the proposal be approved for $2,700 for 3405 Lincoln.
Okay. Are there any questions from comments? Board?
No. Well,
I have Dragon here as well, if
Okay.
there's any questions.
and you had kind of mentioned this to me before, that he normally charges $300 because the buildings are so small and they're 9 floors, so he calculated that, I don't know if you
300.
wanted to go into detail just for the record, about how much more work is involved, because we know it was built in the
Yes.
50s, that it's most likely going to have some problems with asbestos. I don't know if you wanted to just detail for the record the fact that you kind of,
Whatever you would like me to
State your
do.
name and then,
yeah, just,
Dragon Majestica with the Harbor Group.
okay.
Yes, in my proposal, it was $300 per building, and it's, some are smaller, some are larger. For example, you might have a 2-story building, commercial building, so, but this is totally different. This is a 9-story building, which is a lot larger. So what I did is broke it down per floor and considered 1 floor per building. So that's how I arrived at that price.
Do you have any, oh, go ahead. Do you have any particular expectations, because of the era when it was built, about what materials they might have used or what problems we'd have with demolition?
I have been through that building quite some time ago, and I remember seeing pipe, the pipe is fiberglass, the fittings, and this is this is about 20 years ago when I was through that building. The pipe fittings have not been tested. I know the pipe insulation is fiberglass. The floor tile has not been tested, but it's not as bad as it, because of the age, because it's newer, it won't be that bad. If the fittings come back negative, then we're good to go. But if they come back positive, they have to be removed.
Any other questions or comments?
No, no question.
Okay, thank you. There being no other questions or comments, I entertain a motion, we approve the proposal submitted by the Harbor Group in an amount of $2,700 for inspection of asbestos-containing materials at 3405 Lincoln Building.
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next, we come to compliance reports from the Human Rights Department. I'll just give a general summary of each one. First one is from 2014 Northcott Avenue, south of Chicago Avenue Street Project. The potential damages is this time total $82,961.04. This includes $56,321.38 in residency and $26,639.67 in minority female damages. The next one is for the Annex Building Parking Lot Paving and Fence Project. Going to that, back to that first one, that's with Rex Construction. This one is with Reef Riley Construction Company. Once again, it's the Annex Building Parking Lot Paving and Fence Project. Damages at this time total $16,915.83. This includes $14,611.48 in residency, $2,304.35 in minority female damages. So we come to Private Street Reconstruction Project, Reef Riley Construction Company. Total damages this time total $7,039.83. This includes $6,241.64 in residency, $798.19 in minority female damages. Next one is with Guthrie Street Resurfacing Project, Reed Riley Company. Damages at this time total $53,715. This includes $47,211.34 in residency, $6,488.80 in minority female damages. And the final one is a Main Street reconstruction and street cap improvement with Grimmer Construction. Potential damages at this time total $30,427.10. This includes $7,244.55 in residency and $23,182.56 in minority female damages. That concludes our reports from our HR. I'd like to entertain a motion that we accept the reports as written.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes.
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, next we have our contract with Permaseal for Goodman Park. Let's see, one of the newer ones, right?
No, oh, okay.
Or is it?
Yeah, the actual contracts were.
Is that this one, the agreement?
Yep.
Good afternoon.
Marino, can you give us a little description of this agreement?
Yeah, basically, here, let me give you, you should have this. This is the quote from
The
them.
quote that was approved in the past.
No, this is for, and I'll explain right now, let me hand this. This is just for your reference to see the other quote from the other company. But originally, Goodman Park was not part of this first phase project. When we looked at how bad it was in disrepair, we opted to get some quotes from the same companies that we permitted to do the rest of the parks. And as you can see, the cheapest of both quotes was from Permaseal. So we're just looking to move forward with the contract agreement to get that squared away so that we can get that project going. As you can see, Goodman from Eagle Construction is $43,656.80. And the total of the other company, Permaseal, is $39,000, hold on, let me,
$483. Good enough.
I have the agreement here.
Then we have to open receive sale quotes. Because exceeded.
It's $39,483, and there isn't,
That's actually.
I think there'll be questions in a minute.
Yeah, I was just wondering, I remember that in the past we asked for sale quotes. Remember we had a special meeting at the mayor's office, we opened, so I was wondering why we didn't follow that process, get sale quotes and then,
one, we didn't perceive that this was going to fall above $75,000 that would merit sealed quotes. This is, if we go with Permaseal, it is like as I said, $39,483 to do. But we did solicit quotes from the two companies that we did use already.
I thought was 25 for sale quotes.
Are you using the procedure that we discussed earlier in the summer, that was explained to the board earlier in the summer, where it's on the federal procurement list, like,
For GSA?
yeah,
No. Well, if you look at the resolution that our attorney, let's see, filled out, it's resolution,
It's 14-43.
yeah, I'm looking for it. But it states because of the unit price that, it's pretty much the same unit price that we received from the last bid for this project. That's one of the, and let me just get it for you. You said it is resolution number. Okay, I don't have the,
You want to look at
yeah, please.
my copy? And there's another,
That's for another project.
okay.
Oh, see, this is Michigan Rec.
We have two for Michigan Rec, and
And,
Well, what council told me was that because the unit price is still the same for this project, and I also went to get quotes just to make sure that that one was below of the other. We also are very pleased with Permaseal for their work that they did. So, again, being that they're the lowest price, and that the unit price is concurrent to the other project, that we move forward with them.
the only thing we have here is a resolution. We don't have, agreement, right?
right, we don't have a resolution that matches this. But so what you're asking for is us to approve the $33,141?
It's actually 39,000.
So it's 33 plus the 6,300?
Correct.
And Permaseal is the company that did all the other,
They did three of the parks. And in this case, they are the lowest bidder, and we're completely happy with their work.
so in effect, we're referring to the previous resolution that we passed concerning the other three parks with Permaseal.
Right, so, well, again, council told me that I should state that because the unit price is pretty much the same, they are the lowest bidder here, and history-wise, we have history with this company that we are completely okay with moving forward with them.
I assume time is important with this project.
Yes.
Because, I don't know what the rest of the board feels comfortable with, but we could either refer to the previous resolution you all did, I'm not sure the time frame when we did it, or we could have a special meeting maybe in 2 days at noon to put a resolution on top of this and make sure everything is kosher. Just because we have other resolutions in here, but we just don't have this one. So, again, how time sensitive is it?
It's pretty important. The season's about to end, but it is in really bad shape. Frankly, our acrylic backboards are broken. The actual surfacing is completely cracked. So it's actually one of the worst ones compared to even the ones that we did do originally of the 8 parks.
Does anyone
Can we approve the agreement and then on condition that the corporate counsel provides us with a resolution for next meeting?
We could do that.
Just because it's time sensitive?
Yes.
And when is the work, if everything's approved, then when is the work slated to be completed?
I would hope by this week, maybe Friday. The company's very quick, so in terms of the patchwork and the asphalt, he will have that done by Friday, hopefully.
Okay.
Okay, then, in that case, I'd like to make a motion, we'll seek a motion that we approve this agreement with Permaseal for the restoration of 4 basketball courts in Goodman Park for the amount of $39,483 on the condition that our corporate counsel provides us with a resolution matching this agreement for our next meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, next we come to Resolution 2014-43. Let's see, City of Chicago Board of Public Works Resolution Number 2014-43. Resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works authorizing the First Amendment to the contract dated July 9th, 2014 with Michigan Recreation Construction Incorporated. So, and this involves,
What this one,
trying to get the short version of this. Is this similar to a change order?
no, so what this is, you're discussing this here? This page,
Okay.
is that correct?
Yeah, third page on.
It's basically states, we moved one of the shelters from Callahan Park, and we moved it to Smith Park, and that incurred a cost of $1,800.
Okay, so the shelter was originally going to be put in Smith Park, and then the decision was made to move it over to Callahan Park.
No, originally it was slated for Callahan Park, and then it
Oh,
was
I see.
switched to Smith Park.
Okay, it's now in Smith Park. And the net change is $1,800.
Right, to the contract agreement, since the scope changed with the location.
Sounds like a change order, isn't it?
Yeah. The-
So,
If the scope of work changed, would that be a change to the agreement, or,
It's a,
The change of scope is a change order. We don't need an agreement for a change order. We need board approval, but we don't necessarily need an agreement.
okay, because what the resolution that he has here,
maybe I should read the resolution. Whereas the Board of Public Works previously authorized the execution of a contract dated July 9th, 2014 with Michigan Recreation Construction for services constructing and installing certain park equipment in city parks of the City of Chicago, and whereas therefore the city, upon consultation with its recreation contractor, has determined the need to change the location and layout of equipment and otherwise modify the scope and description of services to be performed by the contractor, as contained and described in the First Amendment to agreement attached hereto. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Public Works of the City of Chicago that the Board President be and is hereby authorized to exclude the First Amendment to the above described agreement that substantially conforms to the First Amendment to agreement dated July 9th, 2014, attached hereto. I guess that means we're changing from one park to another.
I have a question. I was wondering if instead of have a new number, we can just use a previous number attached maybe -A. That way we can keep track of the regional, because
Okay.
it's really hard and difficult to have resolution 2014-31 and 43 talking about the same thing. Maybe we can
Right.
use the Reno number, because it's an amendment -1-A, probably -A. Just a suggestion.
That would have been easier, right, to make it more like a change order, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so does anybody know that original resolution number? I know it's July 9th, when I wasn't around, but,
I don't recall the number, but.
Okay, but if we wanted to keep this moving to approve it today, we would have to approve it in this version, right?
we could do amendments now and make it contingent upon us receiving at our next meeting a document entitled, that would have the words change order in it. And refer to the proper July 9th resolution number. So we could, we could pass the contract, same as we did for the last one, pass the contract contingent upon us receiving a resolution that's worded properly, which means the resolution will refer to a change order, it will refer to the July 9th resolution number, and state on the face of it that it's a change order to that contract that I assume was also executed July 9th. Does that make sense to everybody?
As long as you make the
Marino, does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to find that resolution for you.
Okay.
Okay, because we're going to have to do the same thing with this next one coming. Because of similar circumstances with that second one, right?
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try to make this resolution. Okay, I move that we approve the contract to move the equipment to Smith Park with a net change of $1,800, provided that at our next meeting we receive a matching resolution that refers to the July 9th, 2014 resolution and states on the face of it that it is a change order of the previous contract that was executed July 9th for this work.
And for the record, this is with Michigan Recreation and Construction. Right?
Yeah, with Michigan Recreation Construction. So that's my motion.
Second the motion.
Okay, your roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, now on this next on our agenda is Resolution 2014-44. A resolution of the East Chicago Board of Public Works authorizing a second amendment to the contract dated May 28, 2014 with Michigan Recreation Construction Incorporated. This is a similar situation to the previous one?
Yes, this one, we couldn't put the playground equipment where we originally wanted at Riley Park, and so we had to move it in an area where there was more work to be performed in terms of leveling the site. And also, since we purchased new playground equipment for that area, also for a 2 to 5 year old, we also had to add that to the agreement. So that's what this resolution, from what I understand, is for. And the total of the cost was $9,775.
That was the total, that was additional cost to the original?
Yes.
And that was for leveling,
Same.
more preparing the grounds in this the new location?
Yes, and to install the new equipment that we had purchased that we originally did not have, since we had to move the playground equipment.
Okay, so in the other case, we should make the same reference that refer to the previous resolution.
Yeah, let me get it. Okay, so if I make the motion, I'm not making it at this moment, but if I make the motion, I refer to the the contract was authorized June 16th previously, and it was
Yes.
with Michigan Recreational Construction Incorporated, and that there's a change which added $9,775. And mind you, I was taking notes during part of the time you were talking, so this stayed in the same park, but just had a different location in the park.
Yeah, completely different location.
Okay. And what is that park again?
Riley Park.
Okay.
But additionally, we also purchased a 2 to 5-year-old section playground equipment that we didn't have to purchase in the original spot.
So you improved, it's a change in scope, which was adding more equipment.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to take a shot at this again. Correct me if I go off base. I make a motion that we accept the contract, this entitled Second Amendment to Agreement dated May 28, 2014, which the board actually approved on June 16th, 2014. That we accept that, provided that by our next meeting, the board receive a resolution that refers to the original resolution number from June 16th. Says on the face of it that it's a change order to the contract that was approved that day, and refer to the increase of $9,775 to that June 16th contract.
Second
Oh.
motion.
Okay, roll call?
Bel Gomez.
Yes.
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay. Next, we have City of East Chicago Board of Public Works Resolution Number 2014-45. Resolution of the East Chicago Board of Public Works authorizing the execution of a release, satisfaction, and reconveyance of the city's urban renewal plan to facilitate the purchase and sales of the Lakeside Garden development. Whereas on about December 22nd, 1966, the city's redevelopment commission recorded an urban renewal plan, and whereas Millennium Companies, a development company based in Cleveland, Ohio, is acquiring Lakeside Gardens, a low-income housing community, using tax credits and tax-exempt bonds. The developer will be investing more than $35 million to rehabilitate each of the 312 Lakeside Garden residential units, along with improvements to the adjoining community center. And whereas, therefore, the city and its redevelopment commission support this important redevelopment project, and whereas the above referred urban renewal plan, which is no longer active or enforced, encumbers the Lakeside Garden properties, and if not released as provided herein, could frustrate the purchase and sales of the property. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Public Works of the City of East Chicago that the board president be and is hereby authorized to execute a release, satisfaction, and reconveyance of urban renewal plan that substantially conforms to the attached document. Certified and adopted by the Board of Public Works, City of East Chicago, Lake County, Indiana, on this 24th day of September 2014. So in effect, the original plan was in 1966, and we're confirmed more to...
You're basically canceling that 1966 urban renewal plan. And the attached document, it's already signed by the president of the redevelopment commission. And I don't think we have their resolution, but since he signed it, I presume that they already approved the same thing, so they're asking the Board of Works to ratify the action that they've taken by releasing everyone from that 1966 urban renewal plan.
Okay. Any other questions or comments on this?
No.
There be no questions or comments, and I'll entertain a motion that we approve City of East Chicago Board of Public Works Resolution Number 2014-45.
Um,
So let's read the entire one again? Should I read the entire?
You did the resolution number, I think.
Okay,
So I second it.
okay. Roll call?
Al Gomez,
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Next, we come to resolution number 2014-46, a resolution of the Chicago Board of Public Works establishing terms and conditions for the transfer of certain property owned by the City of East Chicago, commonly known as 3728 Main, 3730 Main, 3732 Main, 3734 Main, 3736 Main, and 3738 Main to the Chicago Department of Redevelopment. Okay, whereas the City of East Chicago owns property within the City of East Chicago, commonly known as the above-mentioned addresses and more particularly described below, and whereas the City Department of Redevelopment requires ownership of these described properties as part of its utility plaza project, and whereas IC 36-1-11 prescribes the manner of disposal and conveyance of the real property by political subdivisions, including municipal departments, and whereas IC 361-11-8 provides that such entities may transfer or exchange property on terms and conditions, and for consideration as evidenced by adoption of substantially identical resolutions by such entities. And whereas the City of Chicago, acting through its Board of Public Works, desires to convey and transfer the subject property to the Department of Redevelopment without monetary consideration in order to facilitate compliance with the described grant. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Public Works of East Chicago that the City of East Chicago shall convey and transfer without consideration the following described real estate to East Chicago Department of Redevelopment. Lot number 28, Block 3, in the first addition to Indiana Harbor in the City of East Chicago, as per plat therefore recorded in Plat Book 5, page 14, in the office of the Recorder of Lake County, Indiana. Lot number 27, Block 3, in the first addition to Indiana Harbor in the City of East Chicago, as per plat therefore recorded in Plat Book 5, page 14, in the office of the Recorder of Lake County, Indiana. Lot number 26, Block 3, in the first addition to Indiana Harbor in the City of East Chicago, as per plat therefore recorded in Plat Book 5, page 14, in the office of the Recorder of Lake County, Indiana. Lot 25, Block 3, in the first addition to Indiana Harbor in the City of East Chicago, as per plot therefore recorded in Plat Book 5, page 14, in the office of the Recorder of Lake County, Indiana. Lot number 24, except the south 24 feet of Lot 24, Block 3, in the first addition to Indiana Harbor in the City of East Chicago, as per plot thereof recorded in Plat Book 5, page 14, in the office of the Recorder of Lake County, Indiana. And south 24 feet of Lot number 24, Block 3, in the first addition to Indiana Harbor in the City of Chicago, as per plot there recorded in Plot Book 5, page 14, in the office of the Recorder, Lake County, Indiana. It is further resolved that the Board President be and is hereby authorized to execute a deed substantially confirming to the deed attached conveying such property to the Department of Redevelopment.
You didn't get deeds or the other stuff we have to record with it. Do you know, is redevelopment's attorneys executing those documents? Are they getting those documents together for you?
That I'm not aware of.
It'd be helpful if, and everybody's here already knows, but it'd be helpful if you got everything together, because then we could do it all in one motion, and we wouldn't have to refer, 3 meetings later to a resolution we already passed.
Mm-hmm.
It would be much less confusion, but I guess it is what it is, what it is.
Well, can we make a motion requesting that those documents be included?
Yeah, I think this has been a topic of conversation
Mhm.
before, but we could do the motion, but we're gonna have to come back and then authorize you to actually execute the forms and stuff when they do them. So no matter what, we got we got to follow up with at least one meeting on this thing.
Okay, so we would need the deeds.
We need the deeds, and then we need those other forms that you have to, the recorder's office won't accept the deeds without the forms to show that the sale is authorized and the purchase price and all that. We could authorize you to execute everything, so we didn't have to come back to the board for it, but we don't have any of the stuff in hand, so nobody's seen the deeds to make sure they comply with the state statutes and stuff.
Okay, what's the best way to make the motion then? Trying to correct that or...
Yeah, I know. Well, I guess it's what you feel comfortable with. I can make the motion, and, you know, if we second and vote on it, that authorize you to execute everything sight unseen, or we could just approve this and come back to another meeting where we'll have all that in our packet, and we could all look at it. I could look at it, you know, the law office can review it and tell you it meets the state statute. This is what you feel comfortable with.
What if I make a motion that we approve resolution number 2014-46 on the condition that deeds and other required forms are presented to us by the next meeting?
We could do that.
Okay,
So that's your motion?
yes.
I second it.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes.
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, so redevelopment should have all this paperwork, right?
Yep.
2016. Olga, can you make a call to redevelopment and see if they could send us over the deeds and the other forms
Yes, I
for
will.
next meeting?
Yes.
We could also ask Olga perhaps to send a note, like a request from the board. Whenever they want us to do a resolution, deed and property over, that everything is accompanied with that resolution, so we don't have to go back and forth and have confusion.
Well, and I think we also have to remind them they should have somebody here. That makes it a lot easier if someone's here from that department.
Okay, thank you, Olga.
You're welcome.
So she agreed to do that.
Well, I see Mr. Moreno's back up, so it must be time for another one of his resolutions.
Yeah, this one should be an easy one.
Okay, next we come to resolution 2014-47, resolution of the Chicago Board of Public Works authorizing the repair of the poured-in-place playground surface in Roxana Park. Let's see. Oh, if you could give us a shorter version of this.
Yeah, basically, at Roxana Park, where the small structure is, it was we consider it vandalism, but the people stepped on the surfacing before it cured, and so there was all these footprints, pretty bad footprints on there, so we had to fix it. And to fix it, we incurred a cost of I just left it over there, $3,000.
483?
Yes. And so this resolution is to get that approved.
Is this that soft,
It's that spongy tire.
oh, so before it settled, somebody,
Yes.
see,
So originally, we had purchased through a resolution the extra surfacing for the small playground equipment, and then when it was installed, someone stepped on it, and we had to redo almost half of that.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did the contractor have any responsibility for putting up barriers until it dried or
There
protecting?
actually was. There was a fence.
Okay, so they
Someone
trespassed. to
Someone
do-
obviously went through it and thought it was, I guess, ready, and they were mistaken.
I know at Washington Park, the mayor and I went there while they were doing the construction, and there was a fence around one area. And we
Fitness
went there, there
equipment.
was like 10 kids over that fence already. So
Okay.
you would have to have someone there 24 hours, I think, to watch it, because they went right over that fence. Any other questions or comments on Resolution 2014-47?
No.
No.
There being no other questions or comments, entertain a motion that we pass Resolution number 2014-47, authorizing the repair of the poured and place playground service in Roxana Park for the amount of $3,483. And this is with New Toys? New Toys Leisure Products.
So moved.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, now we come to City of Chicago Board of Public Works Resolution number 2014-48. The resolution of the Chicago Board of Public Works repealing the previous interlocal lease agreement with the school city.
Actually, that's the one that can it be tabled? It's missing some documentation.
Okay, so do you think by next meeting?
That's the hope. So yeah, if we could table it till next meeting.
Okay, for the record, we're going to table resolution number 2014-48 till next meeting. Do I need a motion for that, do we?
No.
Okay, next. Resolution 2014-49, a resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works extending the service contract with SST Incorporated for Shot Spotter for the year of 2014 to 2015. And I believe this is an extension of a contract we have now in the amount of $135,000 per year. And from the police department, we have Mr. Verbish.
John Verbish, Deputy Chief, East Chicago Police Department. Yeah, we're very happy with their service that they provide. It's been very beneficial to the police departments and for the citizens of East Chicago in general.
Okay, so it is a renewal of service then, and it'll go from October 1st, 2014 to September 30th, 2015. For an amount,
I think it's September to September. I went back and looked, and the very first date that they went into service was September 12th of 2013.
okay,
That's when they turned it on. And we were receiving the reports of, from ShotSpotter.
okay, we don't have to change the resolution because it just says from the present date through September 13th.
Okay, well, we can approve it contingent on me making those written changes in the contract, which I can do. I mean, written changes in the resolution.
Okay, let's see.
So,
I was going by their
Yeah, they're-
spot shotter sense, so they were,
I went back and pulled it up, and the first report we got from them was September 12th, 2013. Originally, I could only go back a year. I had to open up a different, I had to manipulate the system to get it to go exactly where the start date was.
okay, see, put down the date, September 12th?
yeah.
Okay. Are there any other questions or comments on this?
No.
Okay, there being no other questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion we approve resolution number 2014-49 for renewal of service of the spot shotter system from September 2014 through September 30th, 2015 for the amount of $135,000.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have consulting service agreements. Agreement federal relation activities. I don't know, it doesn't read right. Consulting service agreement, federal relations activities? That's the company's
Like that.
name?
No, it was Winston Terrell is the company name, and I'm getting my stuff out of order today.
Consulting service agreement, federal
It
relations
should be
activities.
for federal relations activities between
That was the name of a company here, okay.
Okay. Here's a copy. Right, thank you. And I just,
Okay, consulting service agreement for federal relations activities between the City of East Chicago and Winston Terrell Group.
would you like for me to explain?
Yes, I would.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately and sadly, we lost Janet Cypher this summer.
That was the
She did.
city's grant writer.
Yeah, she did great work for the city for decades, actually, and both looking for grants and writing grants and helping the city to get millions and millions of dollars in federal, state, and other grants. So the city definitely has a need for that function to continue. And Winston Terrell Group, they're out of Indianapolis, but they provide those services. They help other cities search for sources of grants, whether it's federal or other, and then they help them gather the information and write the grants, and they've had a lot of success in securing grants for various cities in Indiana. So this is a contract with them whereby we pay them a monthly retainer of $1,000 a month to do the function of looking for grants and doing the preliminary review to see if it's something the city might be eligible for. And then the next step in the contract is they would inform the city that these things are available, these funding sources are available, and they'd have to get the go-ahead from the city before they pursued any grants. And then for each grant that the city would specifically tell them to pursue, they'd have to give us a bill that showed their hourly charges and whatnot for pursuing the grants, but we'd give them a not-to-exceed number for each grant. They say it typically doesn't take them, even for complicated grants, more than $3,000 to do all the work of researching and writing the grant, submitting it. But for each grant that the city would have them work on for us, we'd have to first give them permission to rack up any charges, and they have to submit the bill, and we go through it before we paid it. So that, again, they get $1,000 a month for 12 months, but the not-to-exceed number overall in the contract is $36,000. And again, they'd have to get permission each and every time they went after something for us. So, are there questions about how this works or what the scope of what they're doing is?
No, I don't have any other questions.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments from anyone else? No. There being no other questions or comments, I entertain a motion approving the consulting service agreement for federal relation activities between the City of East Chicago and the Winston Terrell Group for $1,000 per month, not to exceed $36,000 per year.
So moved.
Roll call?
What, did you second?
Second.
Okay.
Okay, roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Oh, I have two of them, okay. Two listed. Okay, next we have concrete quotes for 3410 Michigan Avenue.
I cannot.
You have those on there?
Yeah, I only received one. Just for record, I contact 3 companies, and only one submit a quote. It should be 3419 Michigan. And basically it's for concrete work. It's remove and replace 4 inches of concrete. Also remove and replace curb as required. Approximately 248 linear feet. The removal and replace of concrete is approximately 250 feet times 12. Socket, remove and replace asphalt as needed. The total amount is $24,056. And the company is R&D Construction, Inc.
R&D?
R&D. So,
This is replacing the sidewalk then, right?
basically, yes. The sidewalk's in really bad condition. Need to replace it. So, is there any question?
What's the time frame?
Well, the first thing that I will have to do is find the money to do repairs, get a PO. Once you get a PO, coordinate with a contractor. It will take, I guess, maybe 2 weeks after that.
I do know it's in bad shape down there.
Yeah, it's really bad shape. There's no way that you need to replace it entirely.
I think what makes it more urgent now that we have, there's someone taking up that first level retail space, which hadn't been used since they built the building. So now we have somebody in that first floor, and they're facing that sidewalk. So that's why it's a little urgent to do this. Are there any other questions or
No.
comments? Any other questions or comments? I'd like to entertain a motion that we approve the concrete coat for sidewalk around 3419 block of Michigan Avenue with R&D construction.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, next we come to construction engineering services for Broadway reconstruction project.
I can explain this. This is basically what is called RFP selection rating for construction engineering services for the Broadway reconstruction project. We received proposal previously. This is the INDOT and city project that we're gonna let hopefully on November, and gonna start construction next year. We need to select the company gonna be doing the inspection, and because it's a state project, we gotta go through this process. I am the ERC employee responsible in charge for the city, so I had to, I review those proposals. They include personnel, experience, and then I have to go through this scoring process. And so the last page of this package include a log, which includes a ranking. So based on my review, the company that got the best ranking was SEH. Second place was First Group. Third place Primera, and fourth place Lochner. And I would like to make recommendations to the board to accept, unless they have any questions. I'll accept my recommendation. This gotta be sent to a state for approval as well. So if the state concur with my recommendation, next step is to present an agreement to the board indicating all, excuse me, all the term and condition and fees, et cetera. So this is kind of the first step of the process. There is some category here: the capacity of the team to do the work, team demonstration, qualification, project manager, approach to the project, and this is a standard for all in that LPA project.
So you're asking us to accept the ranking,
Yes.
but not necessarily just say we only accept number one, but we're accepting how you rank them 1 through.
Yeah, yes, we had to go with, in this case, SCA was number 1. If we can reach an agreement with them for whatever reason, they're charging too much to the city, then we'll have to go with number 2. That's basically the process.
Okay.
So,
All right, I don't have any other questions.
Okay, so the motion would be to approve SCH for their grading, or, I mean,
Or
how's
to
the
be
wording?
to accept,
the city engineer's ranking.
yeah, my review, so I can send it to INDOT for their approval, based on all these categories that are here. Basically accept the entire package. which individual scoring sheet plus the overall with including all the ranking and
And this is for the Broadway and reconstruction project?
yes. Also, this information was discussed with the mayor as well. So I went and discussed, the mayor was able to see all the proposals as well, so he concurred with my recommendation.
Okay, so then the motion would be that we would approve of the city engineer's report and package for construction engineering services for Broadway and reconstruction project
Yes.
to NDOT?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my motion.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, second.
Okay, roll call?
Bel Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, next we come to change order number 2, resurfacing program with Walsh and Kelly.
okay, this change order include additional work, the resurfacing program. We're estimating an additional 2,000 linear feet of curbs and 222 square feet of alley to be replaced as well, and a removal of 5 trees to resolve some drainage issues. There are a lot of areas that there are some drainage issues. We need to remove and replace curbs and gutters. So, and also, I don't know, probably the previous meeting, we approved change order number 1, which include fees, railroad permit. This change order include also the railroad permit. There are 2 different railroad company in that, and UH Drive. So we already approved one side. Finally, the other company was able to, we called them several times, never return our phone calls. Finally, they respond our phone calls, and this include also a permit in order to do the work in UH. So the total change order is for the amount of $80,000, and so basically that's.
And we're still within the percentage for change orders?
It's less than 20%.
Right, okay. Because the total project
The
was
total-
what,
the
800 something thousand?
Total amount, it's $249,000. So this basically is $80,000. The 20% should be around $150. And this, we already approved one for $7,000, I think, and this one for 80, so we're still below the 20%.
Okay, but the original contract was for like, what, here, it is, 747,000?
747.
Okay, so
Yep.
we're way below still.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
No.
Okay, there being no other questions or comments, to a motion seeking approval of change order number 2 for the resurfacing project. What's the address on this? The project, the milling and paving at south end of Hewish Avenue, right?
Yeah, there are various locations, so it's just a resurfacing program.
Okay, okay, so I take a motion to approve change order number 2 for the 2014 resurfacing project
So
for the
moved.
amount of $80,000.
Okay, sorry. So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Bel Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, next we come to Nice Engineering, amendment for engineering services for resurfacing program.
Yeah, we already approved a contract to do engineering, to provide engineering services to the city, and it was for $20,000, and now we're requesting an additional $10,000 to cover the inspection for this resurfacing program. So far, I'm satisfied with the company, and it's going to be as needed. So just an amendment to the contract was approved by the Board of Works.
Do we have paperwork?
Excuse me?
Just the letter is their whole proposal?
Yeah, it's,
Oh, just from the previous one we passed?
yeah, they're asking for an additional $10,000 to continue with provide engineering services.
I can't find that letter. Okay. Oh, this. Okay, any other questions or comments?
No.
Okay, so I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the request for additional funds for the paving and drainage issues from Nice Engineering and for the amount of $10,000 for continued engineering services.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, next we come to change order number 20 for Todd Northcott Avenue Water Main Project.
This is a final change order. Project was completed several months ago. This basically include an additional, it's a manhole repair on Todd Avenue on the 45th, and also the plus and minus. We went through all the items. There are a lot of items that we were over. There was others that were under. So the project is going to increase. The increase of this change order for $90,042.42. But this will be the final change order. There's a memorandum, basically an explanation of items for all the change orders attached to this and document. So if you want to know more details, I'm not going to read everything here, but there is an explanation for all the changes and
Okay, so the total is $90,042.
yes,
And 42 cents.
an additional 90,000.
So this is, because it's a final, it's for manhole repairs and the checklist items, sort of like?
Yeah, and manhole repair and the overrun and underrun. Additional items, basically.
Any other questions?
Nope.
What's the company?
It's the Hassey Construction.
Massey?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, there being no other question or comments, entertain a motion for approving change order number 20, the final change order for the Todd Avenue, Northcott Avenue water main replacement and mill pave project.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes.
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, next we have from DLZ, supplemental number 1 for Todd and Northcott Avenue water main project.
This change order, it's related with the same project. We hired DLC to do the inspection. The project is supposed to finish last year. We couldn't finish last year, so we extended the project for I would say probably a couple months. We have a rough winter. We add additional work, so we went from the arena proposal, I think was around $72,000, and now the new total is $99,390. So there's a difference of $20-something thousand. Basically, This is supplemental to what was approved before, and they deserve to get paid. They spend more time in the project, so we went from 120 days to more than that. And also, page number 2, you can see the time by phases, the pre-construction activities, and notice to proceed to substantial. So they include the time and the rate and the grand total.
Are we being asked to approve the difference, or is it?
It's going to be different. I don't really like the way they present it because you can't see what was approved before, but it was approximately $72,000. So what we're approving today is from the difference between what was approved before. It will be a total approximately $25,000. So, or we can say not to exceed the $99,390.
Okay, so we paid out most of it already, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you believe we paid close to 70-something already?
Yes.
And so all we really owe is somewhere between 25,000, something around there, right?
Yep.
Okay, so any other questions or comments?
No.
Okay, there'll be no other questions or comments. I'll seek a motion to approve supplemental agreement number 1 for construction observation services for the Todd Avenue, Chicago Avenue with DLZ for the amount not to exceed $99,390, of which $72,000 have already been expended, which leaves for an amount close to $25,000.
Yeah. So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes.
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, now we come to right-of-way applications for the engineering department.
Let me see, I can
Got a cold.
explain this. Okay. Application number 1 is a dumpster, location 3907 Ivy, replace roof. 14-02260, that was the first one. Second one, 14-02261, dumpster, location 4238 Magoon Avenue. Description, dumpster will be placed on the street beginning Friday, September 19. 14-02262 is a heavy load permit. Allenby 129 Dickey, Michigan, Block Avenue and State Route 912. 14-02263 heavy load permit, Allenby Standard Avenue, Dickey Road, Riley 129 Michigan, Guthrie and Klein Avenue, Service Road. 14-02264 is a utility permit, location Columbus Drive, McChange, excavate underground pipeline and repair. 14-02265 utility permit, location 410 East Chicago Avenue, grade out approximately 3 inches of 16 stone, laid 3 inches hot asphalt surface mix and rope to compact area, 105 feet times 13.5 feet. That concludes all the.
Any questions or comments?
Yeah, one question. The Marathon Pipeline one, are they doing most of the work on their property and they just need the easement, or does that pipeline go under McShane or Columbus?
That pipeline, it's underneath, approximately underneath of the curb and gutter. Apparently they found something wrong. He said it was not a leak, but I'm not sure it was a leak or not. But they had to coordinate with NIPSCO, the city, and so we gave them a verbal to do the work. I don't know if you noticed they were doing
Yeah,
the
I've
work.
noticed people out there.
And then if they damage anything, they will have to fix it. Basically, that was the
Agreement.
agreement.
And you're,
Not sure they're still working. Maybe they did most of the work already. I don't think they have a crew. They have a crew today working in that area, but they were working for the last couple of days.
okay.
I
And you're,
need to go back and inspect the area and see, make sure everything's fine.
okay. Any other questions on the permit applications?
Nope.
There being no other questions on the Board of Works Public Works permit applications, I'd like to seek a motion approving permit applications 14-02260 through 14-02265.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, is there any old business?
No, there isn't.
Any other business? Our next regular meeting will be Wednesday, October 8, 2014, at 4:30 PM. There being no other business, I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
So if we could stand, take a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'd like to acknowledge those who are being sworn in. First of all, Dr. Jerry Browning, who is our main health officer. Dr. Browning is a longtime resident of the city, and we're very proud of him. Some of you may have noticed part of among the streets in the New Addition community, one is named after his brother, who was also a longtime physician and who contributed a great deal to medical learning at Harvard University, and was very proud to be part of that a few years ago. We have then also our Health Department Director, Terry G. Martin, who is with us, and we also have the Health Department Office Manager, Arnita D. Folks. And then from our Building Department and Code Inspection Division, we have Damian Ventura, who is the new director. Some of you may recall, for many years, we had my wife and grandchildren and brothers-in-law who were up from Puerto Rico were trying to get a hold of me, but I won't delay that anymore. So just, we'd like to have you hold up your right hand, and after saying "I," state your name, and then we'll continue all together. I
Arnita D. Folks.
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
Constitution of the State of Indiana.
and will faithfully and impartially
And will faithfully and impartially
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as a code enforcement officer
as a code enforcement officer
of the City of East Chicago, Indiana,
of the City of East Chicago, Indiana,
according to the law
according to the law
and the best of my ability,
and the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I have one minor change for the health people where I had code enforcement. If you would just repeat for me, faithfully and charge my duties as a health code enforcement officer.
Faithfully discharge my duties as a health code enforcement officer,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. We'll- Department has a series of reports, and Commissioner and Attorney Chris Cantar. Are we going to have the people who are here?
President, the problem is there's so many people here, I can't tell you who came first, so I'm just going to go in alphabetical order.
All right.
Because there's somebody here on just about every property. So if I just go in order, that way nobody will, I was here before him. All right. As far as continued matters, on 4863 Bering, which is the very first case, the Attorney Foster and Ms. Morgan had a meeting, and they're agreeing to get an inspection and an agreement to rehabilitate, and I would just ask for a status date. Is October 22nd still available?
I believe it is.
Okay. I would ask that 4863 Bering be continued to October the 22nd, and I will send correspondence to Attorney Foster to apprise him of that date.
Fine.
Okay. The next two are the properties that are owned by the Housing Authority, 3573 and 3590 Block. Those I have previously continued to October the 29th, but I believe that might be an error, and it should probably be the 22nd.
So change it.
Yes, please, and we will send new notices out, because they are still seeking the approval of HUD to tear down that property.
Continue.
Okay. The next one is 3840 Cary, and this was an agreement to rehabilitate with Federico Valle.
I'm sorry, 3840 Cary.
Cary.
That's not on the list that I have. Am I? Ah,
Second one from the top.
Is Mr. Valle here?
I'm sorry, 3840 Cary.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
I have it.
3840, Mr. Valles. He's here. There was an agreement to rehabilitate, and we're on final inspection?
We're waiting for final inspection.
So that's a success story.
And Mr. Baez is here?
Correct. I did see him come in.
Fine. Welcome, Mr.
Do you want me
Baez.
to set it for October?
Yes.
Okay, and I would just like to set that for October the 22nd, and hopefully at that point in time, we can remove it from the list if everything is
Mr.
complete.
Baez and his son are working on that property, if I recall.
That's correct.
Continue.
All right. The next one on the list is 531 Columbus, which is the long-running saga of Daisy's Tap. The last hearing, when we were here July 23rd, the board moved to stay the demolition until September the 10th over the objection of the building commissioner. However, there has been no progress, and there was another property owned by her that already collapsed. Building commissioner is asking the stay be lifted so demolition could commence.
I have gone over that with the other commissioners, and because Daisy has lost the property on Todd, it's a mess of bricks, and because she was living, last I knew, at 531 West Columbus, I am deferring that until the next date.
So that'd be October 22nd?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, 3901 Elm. Is anybody here for that one? Okay.
3901 Elm.
On 3901 Elm, Mr. President, the building department actually went out there to perform the inspection that was scheduled. Unfortunately, the property is in such a state of disrepair, it was unsafe to enter. And for the building commissioner's own safety, they did not wish to enter the property, and they were asked that you enter the order to demolish, which I have brought with me today. And I just want to make sure I give you the right one here. I should give that to Olga, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then it's just an order, that's a 30-day order to demolish. The property cannot, in its present condition, be saved. It's too far gone.
Should we take action on that one then?
I would ask that you would, because they've already attempted to repair it, and it cannot be repaired. It's too far gone.
Entertain a motion to demolish within 30 days.
I make a motion. Second that.
Roll call.
Richard Morrisroe,
Demolish.
Thomas Davis,
Demolish.
Richard Chemzinski.
Demolish.
On 4007 Elm, which is the next one, there's a new owner, Martha Coronado Meza, and I had just sent her an agreement to rehabilitate. It probably hasn't been received and signed yet. I would just ask that we continue this till the October 22nd date so that she can sign the agreement and return it.
Fine.
Okay, on 4319 Euclid, she was sent Maria del Carmen Camarillo was sent an agreement to rehabilitate. It was only mailed on September 19th. She probably has not received and had time to review it yet. I would again ask that be continued to October the 22nd. Oh, is she here? Oh, you did have, oh, okay.
Yeah, I have it here. I had called the office.
Oh, you did?
Smith is her first.
Do you want to step forward?
I'm sorry. I was going to give her more time, but she apparently has it.
Yeah, I have it here. I haven't signed it yet because they told me that I can come here and sign it while you guys are present.
Is that acceptable?
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't want to rush you.
I was reading over, I don't know how to go about this, but there was one thing on here that, I don't know who to talk to, however, but there was something on the agreement that the house, my mother and my aunt have been living there over 36 years, over 36 years. My aunt's the one that sold it to me. The house has been butted on the other house as long as if they do the research back then, it's always been like that. And there's 4 other houses there that are like that. And they put in the agreement that it's a problem. I don't understand how it's a problem because there's 4 other houses are there that are like that. So it is, I have no problem with anything else on here to be.
Is that a zoning
to be
issue?
done.
Yes, that is a zoning issue, yes, that we need to clarify.
You'll need to get a variance.
I don't know what that is.
Well, we can work on that. In general, we're in agreement. We're not going to demolish.
No.
Yeah, we'll
So-
try to help you the best we can.
Yeah,
but it's
I don't
just
have a
you
problem with
to go through
anything
these
else,
you have to
but
go through
that's
this
the
process.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Variance is where it's like, it's wrong, but we'll let you do it anyway. That's what it is, so.
It will work out. We appreciate your being here.
Thank you, I
I
appreciate it.
can't believe you got it that quick. The Chicago Post Office
Yeah, I
is
was
good.
on it. I was checking it out every day.
Yeah. We have overnight mail.
It's good.
We're on the case.
You guys must deliver it twice a day.
I got it Saturday, but they told me to wait. I had called the office, the lawyer.
Oh, okay.
Attorneys at all. Yes, Smith and Surrey.
You got
They
it
told me-
Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay, it was mailed Friday. How come every time I send a citation out, nobody ever gets that
So
one?
they told me
It's-
to just do it here.
But you can, should she do it with you as soon as she finishes her call?
Yeah, that's fine.
You'll be able to do that. Just have a seat, and we're
Okay.
happy to have you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. President, next one is 3432 Fur, and this one Attorney Krasinski is here. Sorry to make you wait, but
Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
he represents Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo acquired on sheriff's sale. There are some repairs that need to be made. There's a pending issue about insurance. However, this was already continued from July, and I would just ask that the board enter the order, but if you wish, we could stay it to a date certain to give them time to investigate the insurance issue.
I spoke to Attorney Cantor earlier, and unfortunately, I don't have an update. I've tried to get an update. They're looking at either repair or demolishing. I told them that they probably didn't have a lot of time. They never got back to me, so whatever the board does, they do.
It's a beautiful old structure, actually. I lived across the street from there. It's a shame that we don't have the resources to maintain buildings like that. But can you live with October 22nd then, or what do you want for it?
I would like to enter the order, which I will send to Olga. I don't have that one with me. I'd like to enter the order, but if you'd like to stay it until October 22nd.
Could we stay it for 60 days to give these banks and insurance companies are horrible, as we all know.
Correct.
As far as not getting back. And would you send them a copy of certified mail and,
I'll contact
you know,
you. Once you get the order, it'll automatically go to them.
that they're going to move or lose it, unfortunately.
Yeah, Mr. President, a lot of times entering the order seems to wake people up over at the other end.
Should we entertain a motion into that order and continue? Do you have that fourth day in November, fourth Wednesday?
That's Thanksgiving, isn't it?
It's
Might be the day
Yes,
before.
the 26th. It's the day before Thanksgiving, so I don't know what the.
Well, we're in business. I mean,
Okay, I just want to make sure. I didn't know if,
So it'll be November 26th.
Is there any reason to not use that date? Do you want to continue that to the first, the second Wednesday in December? To make that your date rather than the day before Thanksgiving?
is that Christmas Eve?
No?
No, I think the 26th is fine if, Olga, I don't know if you recall if there's any, if we're having a meeting that day?
We regularly do meet. I mean, we've met that day before.
Okay.
But if you think it might be in bad taste to be sending people a lot of letters and have a crowd, as we do tonight, the night before Thanksgiving, I think it would make sense perhaps to defer that date to
December.
the date in December, which is,
December the 10th.
Oh, okay, that's not a holiday.
and just make that our day,
So that'd be the second-
December 10th,
first Meeting of the,
rather than the November date.
Okay, that would be fine. It'd probably be better for you anyway.
Yes, I couldn't make it the day before Thanksgiving.
I'll entertain a motion to, you just hear about the one property?
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, a motion to enter the order, demolition order, but to be stayed till December 10th.
Correct. And I'll submit the order.
I second that. You entered it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I second the
Roll
December.
call.
Richard Morrisroe,
Enter order and defer till December 10th.
Thomas Davis,
Same, December 10th.
Richard Chemzinski.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, just let me know one way or the other.
Okay.
right, Mr. President, 3434 Fur, Mr. Lupko Nikolowski is here. And I just handed him the agreement to rehabilitate. He has it in his hands. We had some issues with mailing.
That's the corner property, is it not?
Excuse me?
That's the corner property. It's right on the corner?
No, it's not. It's like from a corner, like 1, 2, 3, like fifth house in. It's in the middle of the block.
Okay.
34.
Continue.
I gave him the rehabilitation agreement. I don't know if he wants time to read it, because I only handed it to him about half hour ago.
I signed it already.
Oh, he signed it, so if you'd like, I can present it to the board for signature.
Fine.
Okay, and then we'll get you a copy back, okay? Here, you can keep the letter.
Do you want us to give that now, or usually those come a little bit later?
Well, usually, then Ms. Cosme gets me a copy, and then I have a signed copy for everybody,
Okay.
as opposed to I only had one.
So you'll receive that copy in the mail then? Is that not correct? What do you?
No, correct. She's going to sign it, and then I'll make myself a copy, and I will mail you a copy.
Okay, from the same thing.
Right, right, but this one will have signatures on it.
Okay, so now,
And actually, another one already went in the mail to that address, so
Oh, yeah?
you'll get an unsigned one at that address.
but they don't deliver, the mailman says they don't deliver if there is not, building is not occupied. They're not going to deliver the mail.
That's why we're having
The
problems.
next thing, she says, if there is no name on the mailbox, I'm not going to deliver the mail. I'm like, you got the address right there. Then I put my name on it, so.
That's why I had to bring it with tonight.
I
We
don't,
talked like 20 times on the phone, and
but we don't control the post office.
so that was the issue,
No, I understand.
Ms. Camarillo got hers in 24 hours.
But somebody's living there.
Actually, I had them mail it to next door to my mom's house because they stole the mailbox in the back. So I had to make sure that, or else I probably wouldn't have got my other mail. Like before, I hadn't got any of my other.
Okay.
So I didn't know all this was going on for that minute.
So, long story short, I guess we should
But
set this up.
can he arrange to then pick up a copy somehow?
Correct. We'll get him another copy. I have another address for him, which I just got from him today.
Let me see if I have a copy I can give him right now.
He needs a signed copy.
A signed copy.
Yeah, we'll
He
have
won't
to.
have a signed copy, but he can have an unsigned copy if he wants.
Yeah, that's what I
He wants
have.
to
I'll
start.
sign that one too.
And then to send the signed copy to the other address?
Correct. I have another address on a different street. All right. Awesome. See how good she is?
Yeah, she is. She's been too long around here.
Is there anything else?
No? I would ask for a status date of October the 22nd, just so we can see that progress is being made.
I mean, what do you guys want me to do in the meantime?
Start working on it.
I can start working, but I gotta get a permit, right?
Yes. You know the expression, the road demolition is paved with good intentions.
Man, if I know this, I was gonna do this a month ago.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. 3512 Grand. The owner is Morales Barahona, or Jimenez. I'm not sure, we have probably both.
He's here.
Okay, I know there we are. Building permits were issued, and there has been work on the property. Is there anything we should say to the board?
No.
¿No quieres decir nada?
No sé qué dice.
Okay. No, nada más estamos dándole un status del... He speaks Spanish.
El trabajo está progresando. El trabajo está progresando.
Sí, ahorita nomás que voy a moverme para poder
Está
sacar
bien.
el permiso para hacer la cerca, es lo que había hablado, pero todavía no me han puesto el agua, entonces no puedo moverme.
Está bien. Y lo aceptamos y vas a recibir la cerca.
Sí,
Y-
pero voy a sacar el permiso para poner la caña.
Está bien.
Okay.
Well, he's got permits to getting the water on. Can we just set it over for October?
That'd be fine.
Octubre 22.
Veintidós.
Ok, 22.
¿Cuánto falta de aquí? Pues?
No, tienes que venir otra vez para un status report.
Ok.
El 20.
Y para felicitarle por a lo ocupado.
Ok, gracias.
22.
¿Es su dirección correcto?
Sí, aquí vivo ahorita.
Yeah,
Pero
we
me voy a
have
mover.
his address. It's cool.
Las 5:30.
Muchas gracias. Ok.
All right, 3516 Grand. I did see that the owner is here. Mr. President, if you'll recall, back in July, we entered the demolition order, but we held permits to give him time to get an inspection and enter a written agreement. That did not happen. And the building department's asking that we move forward.
What has happened, sir?
Yeah, what happened, I refer to him, but he's the one who in
What
charge.
happened was he had a contract to sell the house to a gentleman, signed the contract. Then the gentleman found out that it was on the tax sale, so he said he was gonna wait until after the tax sale to sign, because if someone else bought the property, then
He may end up with a vacant lot. I mean, and it's not the building department's fault.
Anybody who wants to buy it could pay the taxes, and that would eliminate the danger of another purchaser. But regardless, the order was entered, there is no progress, building department wants to go forward, it's very unsafe. And I would just ask that you allow, the building department's already been bid to demolish and issue permits.
Sir, you understand? It's going to be demolished?
Okay.
You can live with that?
Can I have an extension, so because I can try to do something and...
What are you going to try to do? You were the one who was going to buy it on tax sale?
No, I'm the owner, but he's in charge to, try to sell it to somebody. But because it was a tax sale, the guy say, I want to buy it, and I'm going to buy it from you, and I'm going to pay to redeem it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the confusion,
But nobody's done that. I mean, it's...
So, right now, I call him to see where he's up to. So if I can have an extension, so...
You can have 7 days to pay the taxes. If you come with proof of that the taxes are paid, it'll be extended.
7 days?
7 days to pay, because you're not just going to, you extended it already a couple of times, and it'd be a status on the October 22nd. And if it's not, if you do not have both paid the taxes and begun the work, it's going.
Okay. 22nd?
Yes.
Can I just add that we have not done any inspections there. I did call the owner, and he advised me that he was attempting to sell it. So there was no inspection done. So I would like to move forward. I would ask the board to please move forward with demolition, lifting the stay, and so we can move forward with it. Now time has lapsed. Another 30 days is going to lapse. It's just continuous. This property stands in the same conditions, even getting worse.
It's a boarded up,
Days go by.
it's a boarded up two-story brick residence with broken windows, bad bricks, and the rear porch is bad.
So, Mr. President, is your recommendation that we enter the order
Order's already been entered, Mr.
so what is the recommendation? To execute?
Let the building department issue permits and knock it down.
So what do you want to do? Stay that for 7 days?
Well, if you're saying the only reason you haven't worked on it is because the taxes aren't paid.
So you say until the 22nd, if I pay the taxes, and then I can show you something been doing, like...
Was there an agreement ever entered into for the repair?
I intended to set up the inspection date and time, and like I said, I talked to him. He said not at this time, as he was trying to sell it. So
Who was trying to sell it?
They don't try to sell it.
he's trying to sell it, but what happened?
But how are you related? I mean, how can you can't both
He
be
can't
trying.
speak good English, so that's why I'm trying to explain it to you. He's trying to sell it.
He owns the property.
He owns the property, had a buyer for it, and the only reason it wasn't sold is because the buyer found out that it was up for taxes, but it wasn't sold at the tax sale.
But if he's selling it, he's not intending to repair it.
No, he's the new owner is going to do the repairs, but the only reason he didn't finish the contract is on what?
He's telling me he's going to repair it, and now you're saying he really isn't going to repair it, he just wants to sell it.
To a new owner who's going to do the repairs.
Well, the new owner got to get his shit together, if you pardon the expression, and not just decide I'm going to buy it and I'm not going to buy it, I'm going to wait, I'm going to get a better deal because I'm going to go in on a tax sale. That's all nonsense. And the building department is saying, frankly, that this is making problems.
After the 22nd, there will be no problem.
Do you know where the new owner live?
In Chicago.
I wonder why he's not here tonight. You can't answer
Because
that.
I haven't talked to him in about a week. The last time I talked to him, I told him the property was not sold at the tax sale. So it's just a matter of him paying the taxes and the fellow buying it and doing the repairs.
Well, but that's 6 months. You know, I mean, if he had bought it and had a plan to repair it,
Yeah.
and had presented that plan, then it makes sense to extend the time. But if he thinks he's going to maybe buy it on a tax sale, that's very speculative, and it's asking a whole lot of time and
It wasn't
goodwill.
sold at the tax sale, so now he's interested in buying it. The other fellow.
Let me confer with our counsel as well. Put that in the form of a motion to demolish, as you were suggesting in our conference.
All right, thank you, Mr. President.
Wait,
I'll make a motion.
And second.
roll call,
Richard Morrisroe,
demolish.
Thomas Davis,
Demolish.
Richard Tremzinski.
Demolish.
All right, Mr. President, next property is 3606 Grand. The owner is listed as Serrano. He has the deed, and he says he's going to transfer it to redevelopment. I'm not sure what the status of that transfer is.
I believe it's still pending.
Okay.
Mr. Serrano was here the last time and said he was quite willing to do this,
Yes.
and just to follow through. He, I believe, still lives in the city and works for the city, and
Right, there's no issues. We'd just like to continue it for status. Once it's transferred, we can remove it from the list, but I don't want to remove it from the list until it's transferred.
October 22nd.
Thank you. All right, 3608 Grand, the owner is listed as Holistic Community Coalition. They were also mailed an agreement to rehabilitate, unless they have the super fast East Chicago mail.
They have someone here
Oh,
representing
got the
them.
super fast East Chicago mail. I mailed something on Friday, and everybody's here with it on Wednesday. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm here on behalf.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
State your name. Stacy Johnson.
Thank you.
STACY.
Did you get the agreement yet?
I haven't got it, but I'm quite sure we'll get it in a couple days. But we are set to do rehab. I have my contractor here.
Okay.
So we are set to do the repairs.
Okay, I would just ask, Mr. President, that we continue this till October the 22nd, so they have time to start making some progress.
We will do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Make sure you introduce yourself to women, too. All right, Mr. President, 3902 Grand, that's Mrs. Powell. I know Mrs. Powell. Powell was here.
She may have stepped out.
She was here.
Would like to give a status at the next hearing,
Fine. October 22nd?
October 22nd, yes.
She's having some trouble with her roof contractor. Ms. Powell was speaking to me in the hallway.
Is that Mr. Solis or someone else? Mr. Solis. I know he was their original contractor. Guthrie?
3844 Guthrie, and I sent an agreement to rehabilitate to Charlene Mahoney, who is here. Go ahead, guys. She's making some progress, Mr. Portolatine told me.
I'm my daughter.
Oh, your daughter, I'm so sorry. I got the right restaurant.
Yes, ma'am, you
Okay. And you just need some more time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I would just ask for that October 22nd date.
Is October 22nd reasonable, or should we try for December 10th?
December 10th will be okay.
Well, we could always.
Well, we know work is going on.
Yes, sir. I
And,
just painted it. I just.
Okay, I'm fine.
We don't want her to be here when she could be putting that hour into rehabbing.
That's true.
Okay.
All right, December the 10th would be fine.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Get some tea. With whiskey. Thank you for coming.
Same. December 10th.
Okay, December the 10th. 3731 Ivy, I sent an agreement to rehabilitate to Petra.
Is anyone here for that property?
Oh, they are here? This is going to be a success story. This one, according to Ms. Guzman, looks so nice, we want to put pictures of it on the website. So do you want to address the board?
Oh, no, yes.
What's the recommendation here?
Do you want to take it off or do you want to just set it?
No, I just want to set it over for, till it's completed, till a certificate of occupancy is issued.
Just, if we can continue it, they are making excellent progress. It looks fantastic, but the building commissioner wants to just set it over one more time, and then we can pull it off the
I
list.
would say December 10.
Okay, just,
10 de diciembre. Por eso van a tenerlo terminado y probablemente entrando. Okay?
Okay.
And if they're finished, they'll already receive the occupancy. Yeah.
thanks so much.
So you'll be able, si terminan antes, puedes entrar antes, con el permiso de...
Permiso?
Sí,
Okay, gracias.
seguro.
Que le vaya bien. Gracias por venir.
4720 Ivy, Mr. Gary Matthews was here with Mr. Dolan. He just received the agreement to rehabilitate on Tuesday. He's still looking at it, and we're going to set this over till October the 22nd, 2014, to give him time to start making repairs.
Is Mr. Dolan's neighbor here today?
I don't see him here today. Mr. Zabrowski or Zalowski? I don't see him here. But Mr. Dolan was here, and he was here with his attorney, but he's in poor health, so he left.
And that's going to be October 22nd?
Yes, please.
Continue?
3405 Lincoln, that's a big giant
Yes,
building
we're
with
very much aware of
okay,
it.
bricks falling on cars. Well, there's been some discussions between Mr. Allegretti and Attorney Barbara Bowling about transferring the property to the City of East Chicago after the demolition is complete. Now, this project has already been ordered demolished back in April. It's been recorded, bids were awarded, the lowest bidder is ready to do the work. It's just a question of moving forward.
And Ms. Bowling and Allegretti are both informed?
Yes, they're working on a transfer agreement, but they want to do it after it's down, so while the city owns it, a brick doesn't fall on somebody.
I assume part of that is that we're then to dismiss the city court charges rather than proceed on those? Can we verify that?
It has to be verified, yes.
But I presume, given the fact that we're about to get the property, that...
I'm sure that will be part of the agreement.
I know it was contemplated that the lien for the demolition would be extinguished.
there are over 150 charges pending.
105.
Oh, okay, only 105.
I will make a note that that was an inquiry, so I can ask Mr. Allegretti about that issue.
They're ordinance violations.
Yes.
I don't know if we call them charges. What happened? And there were quite a bit of costs incurred, as I recall, of rodent control, among other things, and
$47,000, close to $50,000.
but are you part of that negotiation?
I have the ability to contact the parties who are, so.
Okay, no, that's fine then, to reflect the city costs.
I've been in contact.
Okay.
Been in the loop on it.
I will ask Mr. Allegretti what is to occur with the 105 city court ordinance cases and the $50,000 in rodent control expenditures.
Well, it was, no, the $50,000 was relating to the emergency.
Oh, emergency, okay.
that occurred back in 2012.
Okay.
May I convey this to Dawn Dawkins, the city prosecutor, so that she can
Oh, yes.
advise the court? Because the court was kind of pushing, what's the city intend to do with this?
Well, we're going to knock it down. It's already been bid and awarded. It's
But I
just
think we need to lift the
asbestos.
stake.
Right, we need to lift the stay and complete the asbestos abatement.
Do we need to take action on that tonight?
I would just say authorize the building commissioner to proceed forward with demolition.
Depending on the agreement, I mean, it depends on the outcome of the attorney's agreement, correct?
Provided it's satisfactory to the city and the building department, we would just ask that you allow them to demolish the building.
Entertain a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion. And second.
Roll call.
Richard Morrisroe,
Lift the stay.
Thomas Davis,
Same.
Richard Chemzinski.
Lift the stay.
All right, Mr. President, the next one is 4807 Northcott, and Attorney Glenn Kuchel is here, representing as local counsel the lien holder of the property.
Welcome back. Nice to see you again.
Good evening. Same here.
Mr. President, if you will recall back, we were here in July, and it was continued on that date contingent upon them getting an inspection and entering an agreement to rehabilitate. Unfortunately, through no fault of Mr. Kuchel's, he has nothing to do with that, none of that happened. They boarded up an open door, and they sent an email asking when the next hearing was, but that was the only action that they took on the property. And I would just ask that you enter the order if you wish to stay it for a certain period of time, but considering how much diligence was shown by the lender between the last hearing and today, I'm not expecting much more between now and the next hearing.
Counsel?
We would request a stay. We did send 2 emails, and the emails just speak for themselves, asking, advising that we had boarded up and secured the property.
The lender is?
Is GMAC Mortgage Company. And I wasn't in the loop on this as to exactly what was going on, but there was an email in which the property preservation and inspection personnel asked to confirm if the property was in compliance in terms of securing it, and did not get a response, and then followed up with another email then in September asking we'd like to follow up on this, but didn't get a response. So if you are inclined to enter the order of demolition, we would just ask that it be stayed.
We'd give the December 10th stay. It's a little time. A faraway institution takes a while. Can you live with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we would.
And of course, if they obtain an inspection and enter an agreement, we can always stop the action. But sometimes the communication
Motion to
enter the 30-day
enter the order and to have it stayed until December 10th.
Thank you very much.
Second? So move.
Second.
Roll call.
Richard Morrisroe,
Enter order and stay.
Thomas Davis,
Enter the order and stay.
Richard Chemzinski.
Enter the order and stay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioners. Thanks for your time.
All right, and last but not least, I know there are some other people with other properties, but on the list that I have, 514 151st Street, another success story. Certificate of occupancy has been entered, and we would ask that you remove this one from the list.
Do we need any motion for that?
Just to remove the property from the demolition list.
So do. Yes. Are you with that property?
I own it.
Oh,
Yes.
Mr. Torres?
Step forward. No, I didn't know you were here.
Torres? Okay.
If we were going to do that, why am I here? Just curious.
It was set for status today. Just, don't you want to know what's going on? What if I said tear it down? Wouldn't you want to hear that too? I only found out about the certificate of occupancy a half hour ago, and I was in the hallway, so.
And it's a good news. You're not being sworn into anything, but you are being given the good news. Sometimes we have things set up, perhaps a phone call or whatever. It might have. Commissioner, if you had talked on the phone today at 3, you could have told him it was success.
Yes.
All right, and I know there are some other people on other properties, so.
Why don't we, since we have just a few, I know one is waiting, and.
Well, Chris, I think we have 2 more that we have to address.
Thank you, Mr. Torres.
Thank you, Mr. Torres. It's 37.
He's from Guthrie.
Oh, 37.
The family, the couple that built that beautiful home.
Call your friend. Call his name.
All right, Mr. President, I don't know if the board really needs to take no action, but just as a way of information, 3764 Guthrie, we just mailed an agreement to rehabilitate to Mr. McMillan.
Yes.
Mr. Jimmy McMillan, who is here.
Yes.
Did you get it yet? You probably didn't get it yet. I just put it in the mail.
Oh, no, I haven't got that.
Okay. You want if I give him this copy? It's coming in the mail to your address. You live in Chicago, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So just, the board...
Mr. McMillan, thank you for coming. Apparently, this agreement, when the work is done, then you'll be completely off the hook. You're getting off the hook right now by the letter that was sent and the agreement. And that came after a meeting with you, Commissioner, with your staff? The letter was...
Yes, it's based on inspections performed by the building department.
Good.
However,
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. McMillan.
so he has to review it, and once he turns it in, so we have to, I say...
Is that what Ms. Cantar just gave him?
That is a copy of the agreement. He's got to agree to it.
No, but I mean, he may want to look at it now and tell you that he's in agreement.
I don't want to rush anybody. I mean, it's up to you.
Okay. No, it's up to Mr. McMillan, actually. Do you want to glance at it and see if it does what you were expecting?
I mean, it's 3 pages long.
No, I have, this is the first time I've had.
Well, then hold on to it and get back in touch. That might be easier. I was trying to give you the super fast track.
I know, I'm old-fashioned. I like to let people read things before I make them sign.
Okay, that's fine.
Because he's promising a lot of things, so let's make sure he knows what he's promising. And the last one is 527 West 145th, and this is another agreement to rehabilitate. Ms. Guzman has been really working very, very hard on these inspections since our last meeting. And this is Gabriel Valles? Oh, he's here. Oh, you were just here on Cary Street. Okay, he was here, he's here again. If he has as much luck with this one as he does with Cary, we're going to be in good shape.
This one, he knows that Ms. Guzman and I can look out on each day and see the progress.
No pressure.
I know.
And so that's another property that if he signs and returns it, will be under repair.
Okay. And that was sent to your home, Mr. Valles?
Yeah.
I can sign it right now.
It's up to you. Don't you want to read it first? It's up to you.
I talked to him.
Okay.
I know what the house is.
I just want everyone to talk anybody into it.
I know, I'm gonna fix it anyway.
Ms. Cantor, you can be working on that, and let's see if we can...
Is there anything else?
No, that's it, I just have my report, report.
I do see the councilwoman's here. I don't know if she wants to say anything about anything.
Two of them back there.
And we also have Councilman Santos here, so we're sort of going to be like a tag team.
Do you want to come forward? And is there anybody else, though, who's been waiting who has a property?
Here you go.
I think maybe I'll,
Take one.
Sure, thanks. Right.
You know what, she's going to
These are just inspections.
You're also going to get one in the mail.
These ones are inspections. Yeah. This is building department, the other is code enforcement.
It's a Santa.
Welcome.
Adrian Santos, 4510 Magoon. Mr. President, board members, first of all, I'd like to apologize for my attire. I've had a meeting every day this week, and today I thought was the only day I didn't, and I was cutting my grass, and I got a phone call, and I forgot about this meeting. But I'm here today in regards to Daisy's Tap. I mean, it's been well over since April, I want to say, that we've been dealing with this property, and it's also my understanding that the board has given them yet another continuance. I think at some point for the citizens of that area that we finally finalize whether we're going to do demo, but that building there has been sitting like that for quite some time. It's had a fire a long time ago, and it just seems like there's no progress done over there. So I am pleading and asking that the board move forward on what they're going to do with that property so that we can have some type of period for the neighborhood over there so the folks know what's going on.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would also add, and as I, suggested to the board before, that you got to take a ride and you got to sympathize with, not only if you're sympathizing with the people that are trying to fix up the house, sympathize with the people that are living around it. And just like with the Mr. Ortiz's house, as much as you may want to sympathize with Daisy's Tap or Mr. Ortiz and some of the other people, if they have not shown any progress, we can't continue this, because as you can see, East Chicago is on the move. We're trying to tear down those old buildings and try to beautify the neighborhood. And if it keeps going, like, winter is setting up on us fast. And if they haven't done anything all summer.
You're aware that we've done a whole lot of condemning of properties today, are you not?
Yes, I was sitting here all through it with some of the comments.
So if one escaped the
Yes, but you know what?
that
That doesn't help it when it's your next door neighbor. It's always
helps if you're living in it, and if you've
well.
and if you've
I don't think there's no way she could live in that property. There's no
There's no way she could even live in that property, Mr. Morris Rowe.
I verified.
And I understand, I know when she was here before, I was here at that meeting, and I probably, if I hadn't been riding past there, I would probably be sympathizing with Rule 2. But I know she's not living there. There's no way, and if she is living there, then Adult Protective Services need to be called and find out what's going on, because that is in deplorable conditions. But also, too, I want to make sure that the building department is doing the rodent abatement when they tear down these houses, because the minute they tear them down, the rodents that are living there, including raccoons, are moving into other people's homes. So I'm hoping that they do
defer to the commissioner
that.
as to what has been happening, what is the policy when it's torn down?
We work with the health department, and that is in place. We do require that they provide us receipts showing that they have rodent control in place. Yes, we do.
The demolition company?
Yes, yes. That's
Okay,
correct.
thank you. I appreciate
The health
that.
department is involved as well. We're
Right.
very strict on that.
And these are the ones that the city is demolishing. What happens if somebody is demolishing their own property?
Say the same thing. They need to provide us the rodent control receipts.
Certificate receipts.
Yes.
So, Mr. Morris, if you ride past there and realize she's not living there because there's no electricity or anything, no water, then the next time, if she doesn't do anything, I'm hoping that you push for that, because that business that's next to that business is suffering. People, you look at a business like that and people say, well, there's got to be rodents coming into the active business because this is so dilapidated. So, I mean, I know that you got a soft heart, and I could tell when I hear you up here, but that doesn't help when a business is suffering, like that. Because when people look next door and see that, they don't want to go into Lupita's.
But she's
I'm just telling you,
had her last chance.
I know that, yeah, pray on it and pray on it hard, but make sure that, because we get a lot of flack at council meetings about different things, and we're hoping that you do take care of that.
It will be taken care of.
Thank you.
Thank you. Will be.
Thank you. Next agenda
Is there anyone else who you're still, Chris, you're still working with, are you still?
She's going to meet with me after.
Yeah, afterwards. We're
think
done
we're-
with the meeting afterwards.
Okay. I would only ask, pardon me, that we do a summary presentation now in that.
Sure, no problem.
Apologize for family waiting.
No problem. I provided my report for the month of August, September.
And we received reports from your department and the.
Can I just go down, just say the address and?
Right.
Okay. The first one on the agenda is 1504 Broadway, 1506 through 08 Broadway, 1510 Broadway, 3924 Deodore, Garage, 4211 Ivy, Garage, 4739 Todd, also known as 4741 Todd. And I've provided a brief summary on the demolition activities that have been presented before this board. And I've kind of jotted down the statuses on each hardest hit fund and the last two demolitions that we bidded out. Actually, last three, I'm so sorry. I also provided educational and training. We just came from a week-long seminar last week with the International Code Council, which...
Heard very good things about that.
Yes. International, yes, ICC, also known as ICC. And I received a complimentary registration, as I am a building official, and we took 3 individuals from my department as well. So, very good seminar relating to IRC codes, which International Residential Codes. And I submitted the reports for our inspectors for building as well as code enforcement. And that completes my report. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
We thank you for those. Is there any other business, Madam Secretary?
No, there is not.
Our next regular meeting scheduled for Wednesday, October 8th at 5:30 PM. Entertain a motion for adjournment.
I make a motion. Second.
Roll call.
Richard Morrisroe,
Adjourn.
Thomas Davis,
Adjourn.
Richard Chemzinski.
Adjourn.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your presence and your attention at this meeting. Thank you.